Says I'm ready to go. We are live. Welcome back, fishing fam. Gramps live here on a Monday night. Yes, Monday night because Friday nights don't work because I want to go fish. Sunday night, Saturday night, I want to go fish. Sunday night, I ain't doing squat because I got to get up at 4:30 and go to work the next day. Glad to see so many people in the chat already. Welcome. Tonight is an episode. I'm not gonna shed. Yeah, I will. I got a few different stories tonight, and I've got a friend of mine who's also got a story. And those of you out there that have been following along for the last, few years, as Fishing with Gramps is kind of transformed with the growth of Freedom Squad, with Jeremy, Matt, and I reaching out to not just other disabled veterans and veterans and our homeland heroes, those who serve in any kind of capacity, but those patriots that support those, first responders, the folks who had to deal with the people in the hospitals and people who've had to deal with, anything over the last few years, especially with mental health over the pandemic and things like that too. That put a real strain on a lot of people for a lot of time, especially those, who are serving other people in various ways. And as Chad Hoover, our good friend, likes to say, we call them our homeland heroes, whether they're a patriot, whether they're serving in the military, police, firefighters, the folks we're talking about, or just your common everyday folks who've had issues in their past that they've had to deal with and find their own freedom to get out and do things. And I'm going to start the day. I'm going to share a story that I'm not going to name names, but you guys know that it seems like every few months when I get tired of, putting a lot into YouTube and YouTube doesn't seem to want to play and spread the love and the passion that we have with other people as far as the algorithm and things go, I'll get an email or a text from somebody. And today I got another one that punched me straight in the heart. And I told him this, and it makes all the difference in the world when those of us who get out together, when we talk about each one, reach one, get out from get off the couch and get outdoors and do things, and then gather with other people. But I got another one of those today where somebody was impacted with a loss of a loved one early on, and fishing was a passion that they shared. And he let me know that it was several years before he could kind of get to the point where he even thought about fishing again, and came across the channel. And I don't know if it was any particular video or maybe a live where we were talking about how we get out and support each other and get other people out on the water. And as we always say, make a memory, a cast at a time. But he let me know that what we do here has impacted his life and brought him back to fishing, where he found the love, the passion, got a kayak, and is enjoying what we talk about and we love. And so, you know who you are, and thank you again for that. You guys continue to amaze me every year that this Fishing with Gramps and the Freedom Squad family grows. Um, through my Fishing with Gramps YouTube channel or Matt's OEF5 on Twitch, or just the interactions the three of us have when we travel and hang out and meet new people, or even just you guys sitting in the lives like we are tonight. But I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna introduce you guys to a good friend of mine that I met many moons ago. It's probably been 14 or 15 years, and I'll go ahead and bring him in the stage. But we met probably, it's been at least that long, and I'll just call it Friday Night Steel. And we were both active in the pew pew clang clang sports. I have to keep it kind of careful because YouTube hates those kind of channels these days. And Josh will tell you that we used to make content with us running around with the pew pews and clanging the steel and all this other stuff. And that just reminds me that he was always a 45 guy for forever. And then one day out of the blue, he sends me a picture of a plastic pew. And I'm like, who? And this is somebody has stolen my friend's phone, because there's no way, he's shooting one of these polymer pews but he did. And, but we used to laugh about that. But besides, the clanging the steel with the pews, we shared a passion of Harley Davidsons, and riding motorcycles. This was back in the days when I was actively riding a lot with the American Legion riders, and we would do Patriot Guard escorts um, for those that have fallen all around Indiana. So whenever somebody was basically being delivered home at the Indianapolis airport, we would escort them home, and that was one of the main reasons why I got back into riding again after having a bad crash many, many, many moons ago. But it almost got to the point where I was getting so emotional doing these escorts that uh, when you've got three sons that are in the military and you're still escorting, and then one of them happened to be an NCO in my youngest son's unit, it kind of got to me a little bit, and I knew, it's hard to control a motorcycle when your emotions are getting the best of you too. But I got to the point where my back and knees, I just wasn't comfortable riding anymore. But Josh here always has been. So that's kind of Josh and I's history, and I'm going to let him talk here in a minute. I promise. I just wanted him in the background while I was kind of introducing him and how long we've known each other in, I guess, the multifacets in life that we've met each other. And this is going to be the third different little iteration, and it really goes to veteran support and health and helping others um, after the war. And Josh, as long as I've known him, has been an American patriot, um, who's trained himself for defense and so forth and so on. And I always considered him one of those guys as one of the true American patriots. While you don't need to enlist, and I tell this to anybody and everybody, you don't need to enlist to be a patriot. Um, Being ready to protect your own home and others is just as important. And we've shared many of those values over a long time friendship. But it's kind of funny, and I'll tell you how we got to tonight's live. Is I had decided a while back, I've got two kayaks, but I wanted to build a veteran boat. I wanted a kayak that I could put somebody who may have limited mobility in their legs, or maybe, missing a wing somewhere. But I wanted a boat that I knew was going to be stable, and that I could put somebody in and control with the motor, and have something that, like I said, I trust my life with. And most of you that are following in the chat tonight, after being, working with Old Town for a year, after being a several year fishing out of an Old Town, we all know I can trust my life with that platform. So I noticed somebody in one of my fishing clubs was selling an Old Town Sportsman 120. It's a paddle kayak, but nothing's, no pedal, no motor in it. But I saw somebody selling that, and I was like, you know what? I need to get this because I want to build, like I said, a veteran boat with a platform that I know and trust. And so I put a few of my pews online. And of course, Josh being, like the rest of us, hey, what are you selling? How much? And blah, blah, blah. But then he went further and says, wait a minute, why are you selling these? And so I told him. And so he's like, no, dude, keep them. And I'm gonna reach out to my foundation, and we're gonna work something out. So I'm going to have Josh kind of come in and tell us how we got from him wanting to make a donation, but more importantly, from who, but even more importantly, why and where Blazer 88 come from. So now I'm going to shut up and say, Josh, welcome to the Fishing Fam here on YouTube and Facebook. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Blazer 88 and how it came to be, and kind of where we are today.
Sure, man. Yeah, it has been for sure. I don't know, 12, 15 plus years we've been running around together. We were hell there for a while. We were together every weekend, either training or pew pewing in some fashion somewhere across the country. But yeah, we did that together a lot. Um, but yeah, as far as the fishing goes, that was my passion once upon a time. Back in my younger days, that's all I did. I lived and breathed it. And, we were talking before you went live about how life steers you in different directions and you get away from certain things. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. But anyway, yeah. I saw you had a couple items for sale, and it kind of struck me as odd, and I could tell there was an undertone of something else going on there. So me being me, I'll just ask the question, And I kind of had an idea. I kind of figured what was going on, but you told me what was up, and it's right in the Blazer 88 Foundation's wheelhouse. So that was pretty much a no brainer. And being that we are, a 501c3, and we have to answer to everyone we have to answer to, it was just a couple quick phone calls to the rest of the board to get some yay votes, and that was pretty simple. So I think I had you an answer within about 45 minutes. Yeah, we got this covered, bud. So, but yeah, that's how that came to be. And he's like, "Hey, man, I'd love to have you on live and talk about it." And I said, "Sure, why not? Let's do it." So here we are.
So, and these are never easy, but tell us how Blazer 88, what it is, and then we'll talk about how it came to be.
Okay. Blazer 88 Foundation. We are a 501c3 charitable organization. All of the folks that are associated with it that work 100% volunteer basis. All of our 100% of our proceeds go towards veteran support. Obviously you have a little bit of expense putting on events and things of that nature, but everything else goes towards what we say it does. Our focus, our main drive is mental support, whatever that may be, whether that's therapy or counseling or driving across the country and sitting down to somebody that needs to talk right now, whatever that is. That's our focus. But we don't pigeonhole ourselves into any one thing. If someone comes to us with a need that a veteran has, my goal is to not to ever have to say no. I want to have the funds in place and the wherewithal there to make whatever needs to happen. We can get into some examples of things that we've done. I'm horrible with self-promotion. I kind of hate it, and it's weird to me, but I'm kind of in the spot where I got to do it.
Yeah.
We've done things as simple as building a wheelchair ramp for a disabled Air Force veteran that was having trouble getting in and out of his house with his motorized wheelchair. And we've done, things that are much more broader than that, as far as, guys that weren't getting the counseling that they needed or the therapy that they needed, and the VA wasn't stepping up and things of that nature. And, we've got the funds to say, hey, that's covered. Do what you need to do. Don't worry about the money side of it. Got it. And we've done that all across the country, not just in our state.
Right.
And then everything in between. We've purchased and or helped purchase therapy dogs, anything from just kind of a pets for vets kind of thing, all the way up to full-blown service dogs, that take months and years of training to do what they need to do for their owner. So that's kind of what we do. Our fundraising efforts are kind of focused around a couple of different things. Our flagship event is our motorcycle ride that we do every year in August. We have a ton of sponsors for that. So much so that I kind of changed our sponsorship program a couple years ago to it being an annual sponsorship. So if you sponsor the foundation, you're sponsoring for the fiscal year. And that covers all of our events. Our big events are little one-off, weeknight things that we do, pretty much anything and everything that we do. So that's our flagship event, and we can get in more detail what that's about later if you want to. Then we also do, we call it a formal gala dinner in the fall, formal being your level of formal. So my wife loves organizing this thing. She has an absolute blast with it. And it's usually a themed event But there isn't necessarily a dress code, but we have a lot of fun with that as well, and that raises a lot of money. People have a good night out on the town and have a good time. And then we also do whatever things kind of come our way that we think of. We've done fun things like cornhole tournaments and just bike nights, just to kind of spread the word more than anything. But it does garner just a little bit of money to put in the till. So.
Yeah, and for those following along, obviously I want to take this as a fundraising opportunity as well to support those that basically have supported, our channel and Freedom Squad here with, a kayak that I'm going to be able to, register, motorize, and, I'll cover the expense of all that. But they donated the funds to pick up the kayak, and I'll show it to you here in a minute, and we'll talk about that. But I'm going to go ahead and start out by saying tonight, anybody makes a donation, you can do it on Venmo, you can do it on PayPal, however you want to do it. I'm sure you can hit their website and figure out, but I'm going to send a sticker out to anybody who donates, of course, along with you're going to get a Freedom Squad sticker. And then when I get the Fishing with Gramps, redos, back in, I'm going to throw those out as well. So, $5, $10, $25, whatever you can spare for a cause like this, know that it came to help the Fishing Fam and Freedom Squad. When I've got Nick at FTK Trailers that's going to be building me a different kayak trailer that I'm going to pick up at the Bassmaster Classic, just so we can make these veteran, I'm not even always going to say veteran, these those in need, those who want to come fish with us, hop in a kayak, get on the water, get out and enjoy some of the therapy of the outdoors. You guys know we call it recreational therapy, and people recreational therapy in different ways: riding a motorcycle, fishing, hunting, playing golf, just being out in the sun and making a difference. But getting folks together just so you can get away from the everyday hubbub that drives us all nuts. Those of you guys have been on any motorcycle rides together with today's, comms, you can sit there and BS and shoot the breeze. Some people shut all that off and just enjoy the outdoor wind and go that route too. But you guys know that what we do here, especially with the Freedom Squad, is, do our get-togethers. We kind of travel around the different places and just love meeting and growing this, Freedom Squad fishing fam across the nation. But I wanted to take the time tonight to introduce you guys to Josh and the Blazer 88 Foundation, and give an opportunity to donate to something that really makes a difference. Obviously, they brought to the table a kayak that I can use so that I didn't have to fork out, from mine, even though this is my third kayak. And you guys know the other kayak that I have is also available for those that want to be able to paddle and do stuff like that too. But the goal is to build this to be a handicap accessible. And yes, I can say handicap because guess what? I'm ADA, so I can call people handicapped because I'm one of them too. Even though I still used to run a gun with the best of them when I had still legs and knees that worked. But the goal again is to be able to put somebody in this that has limited mobility in a safe platform. So anytime that you donate, anytime that you watch this video because you saw this, know that you're supporting the fact that we picked up a safe Old Town kayak to put somebody in that I'm going to motorize with an XI3 and a battery sponsored by Dakota Lithium Batteries, so that this thing will run as much time as that person wants to be on the water. So we're going to put a lot of that in there. But again, enough of the, we want to fundraise as much as possible. Josh and them have a ride coming up in August. If you happen to be in the Indiana area and you have a riding group, or you're a Legion rider, or anyone who supports, the Blue Angels or any group, get a hold of Blazer 88, get your group, go sign up and participate in that ride. If you don't ride, hey, $5-10 here and there goes a long, long way to helping a lot of people across this vast nation. So now for me, kind of the hard part, because I don't like talking about stuff like this, but tell us in this tell us how Blazer 88 came to be.
So my best friend Chuck Theobald, he and I we were together the way you and I were together every weekend back in the day. He and I were together damn near every day.
Yeah.
We were all over the country training and doing different things in different places and um, working together and we were brothers um, in every definition of the word. Um, and something that was near and dear to him. And he was a Marine. Um,
Mhm.
Something that was kind of near and dear to him, and he kind of did it on his own behind the scenes. It didn't really talk about it. Didn't really say anything about it. There were a couple of us that knew, um, but he did what we do on his own. Um,
Yeah.
Somebody needed something, he did everything he possibly could do to meet that need. I mean, there'd been more than once I'd wake up to a phone call in the middle of the night and I'd see it was him. I'm like, all right, either I got to go pick him up somewhere, or he's gone somewhere to sit with somebody, and I need to take care of the dogs. And 90% of the time, he's like, hey, I'm on my way to St. Louis. Make sure the dogs are fed. I'll be back sometime. And I knew what was going on. A couple times I would go with him, or whatever the case may be. We rode together a lot. JT. September 8th, 2019. Um, we'd been riding, and we were heading home to our wives, and came around a corner in the dark, and he misjudged something and left the roadway and hit a tree. I didn't realize it had happened in the moment. I went back looking for him, and found him, and stayed with him until some help got there, but the help was too late. So that being that, several months later, I just couldn't get the weight off of my shoulders to continue his mission. So I founded the organization. Myself and a couple others founded the organization. My wife, his widow, one of our other very good friends, founded the organization and took off running with it. That first year, I think we raised, I don't know, $25,000-$30,000. And it's grown since then. And again, my goal is when a need is brought to us, I don't ever have to say no. Yeah. Just like, I found out about your need and it was an easy yes. And I want whatever that need may be. Once it's vetted, of course, yeah. The answer to be an easy yes. So that's where I'm at with it. So, and that's my goal. I love what you guys are doing with the Freedom Squad, and a lot of people don't realize what that recreational therapy means to some people. Yeah. They don't understand that just getting out and the fellowship with friends or comrades and doing something that they love clears your mind and gets some of the cobwebs out of your mind and helps you focus on what is good in life and get some of the bad behind you where it belongs.
Yeah, because I think across the spectrum, sadly, everybody, there's a lot of people that have a story to tell, whether it's they wake up in night sweats from missions they were on, or you're a parent who sent a child to war, or, you served in a place where, life is different as we know it, or you may have had a father pass away early on, or a friend, we lost a cousin to a drunk driver one time. There's a lot of different stories from a lot of different people, where you suffer something for a while, and you my friend Bobby sums it up really. He's talking about you lose your freedom. because you're losing your freedom to live the way that you have lived, and and a lot of people will cocoon that and bury themselves in a bottle and or sit at home. Everybody deals with things in different ways. There's no two stories are alike, but I find that when you meet other people that have various experiences and you get them together, it makes a difference because it gives you an opportunity to go do something that you love and put the bad that's in your mind behind on the back burner for a while. You're never going to forget the person that you may have lost or experiences you may have had, but if you can actually free your mind for just an hour or two, the healing can actually begin. And I know some people that they live with things that will never heal, but if you can get somebody out to smile and do something other for a little while, just a little while, you can make a difference one at a time. And we talk about that often, each one reach one.
Yep.
And the more people we get involved in doing this, the more people we can get out from, I even say, the shadows, and get into the light for a bit, and um just be able to put it behind you for a little bit. But I know, you know my father's a Vietnam vet, and he never really liked talking about all that because he didn't want to put that on other people. And there's a lot of folks that come back from deployments, or police officers that see the most horrendous things, and firefighters the same way. And I couldn't even imagine what somebody who's an ambulance driver. But putting it all aside right now, just the fact of being able to get out, whether you're on a motorcycle, whether you're on a kayak, being in the breeze, your own different way, or with some friends, it makes a difference. So, I had to have you come on tonight because honestly, I couldn't thank you enough, and I never even thought about working with my various sponsors and partners, or even an old friend who happens to have a charity that's literally dedicated to causes that the Freedom Squad are working to spread.
Yep.
So I knew that the Blazer 88 Foundation and Freedom Squad were the perfect match together. Kind of like we were back on Friday nights, running around doing what we
Yep.
like to do. So
Yep.
I wanted to come on and spread the love and support for Blazer 88 and what the foundation is doing,
Yep.
pay respects to a very good man who was, like you said, doing a mission kind of on his own, that you guys picked up and ran with, and probably took it to a level that he may have never expected. But
Yep.
every time you have a conversation, you're honoring his legacy, and there's something to be said with that.
Yep. Yep. I appreciate that, JT. It doesn't matter what a person's passion is. If someone out there can help them do that, and like you said, see the light, whether it's fishing or motorcycling or camping or bowling or whatever it may be,
Yep.
I think that's a good thing. I know it's a good thing.
Yep.
So, dude,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
shout
sure
out
you
my
guys get emails and probably text and things like that too, where you've hit a heart, and you
Yep.
made a difference, and you know that what you're doing is God's work, and you continue to march on.
Yep. I'm gonna shout out my dude Brandon Wright. He just jumped in the chat.
Yep.
Yep. He was fairly close to Chuck. Yeah, it's about right. About right. The only thing he's good at is talking smack, about like me. Yeah. Only thing we're good at. But I'll give Brandon some kudos and show you his heart as well. Right after everything happened, I was obviously in a pretty bad place.
Yep.
And for days and weeks, and when I say weeks, I mean weeks, I didn't go to work. I didn't sleep, didn't do whatever. And I'd get up every morning. I'd make myself a cup of coffee, and I'd open the door to my garage, and Brandon would be sitting in my garage. Hey, bro, you good? What do you need to do today? So it's not just me. It's not just me at all. It's the whole team, the whole crew, and there's a whole lot of folks that are involved with it, and their heart and their mission is all in the same place.
We actually have a friend of ours that, you know, we're on a similar mission with his kayak bass fishing organization. The arm of that is called Fish Ops, which is Fish Operation Prevent Suicide, and it means a whole lot of other things too. But one of the T-shirts that they have is just simply "You good, bro," and you know that's one of the things when one of us texts each other. That's generally how we start. We haven't heard from somebody in a bit. It's just a simple "You good, bro," and you know go from there. And of course, he's also got what you know, "You good, sis," as well. But sometimes just simply checking on somebody at just the right time, it could be the difference, you know, and how their day goes. So we always tell people to buddy check around the holidays and you know times when things can get hard, and or even when anniversaries of things happen. You know, most people, whatever it is, if you know, you know, check on your bros, make sure everybody's okay.
Absolutely.
But you know that's pretty cool. So I'm actually going to pop out into the garage real quick. I'm going to see if I want to mute my mic, make sure. Well, no, I should actually be able to do this. Hopefully, I don't get an echo and blow this up. All right, I'm going to turn the sound down on the phone. All right, I'm going to point the mic and hopefully you guys can see. But up here, and I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but up here is the old town. And then down here, you'll see the motor and the XI3 and the black pack that's going to go on it. But I'm going to get this bad boy registered to be able to, again, it's a 120, so it's got almost a 600-pound weight capacity. So we'll be able to put anybody on there that we want. But yeah, there it is. Of course, you guys know my good old power play boat, and then John Michael got his boat back from Matt the other day. But yeah, here's the old town that we're going to build out, and that's going to be our recreational therapy boat for those in need. So let me close this out. Watch out, puppies. Hopefully you could hear words coming out of my mouth.
Oh yeah, we could hear it.
All right, cool. So for those who are you know interested, you know that's what we had donated from Blazer 88, and like I said, Dakota Lithium is providing the battery for that, and I am providing the XI3 and the motor generator, you know, the motorizing of the kayak, so that we can again do that. And then, like I said, Nick, our good friend at FTK Trailers, is going to be building us a trailer for hauling all three of those, but to make these efforts for us to get whoever needs it out on the water with us to just enjoy some time on the water and freedom away from. And I'm even going to do it if you've never been in a kayak before and you just want to come out and test it with us. You know, this is a boat that's going to be well used, and I can't thank Josh and the Blazer 88 Foundation enough for the donation. It saves me from expending, you know, funds that I keep donating into YouTube. So it was nice to be able to partner up with some other people to do some good for a mission that I think is going to be important to somebody, you know, in each single one life that we touch, one person at a time, you know, that's really the goal. If we can get somebody, like I said, off the couch, away from the video games. Don't get me wrong, I've spent plenty of winters over the last 20 years playing video games on my computer too. But you know, if we can get somebody out and, like I said, into the light and out of the dark a little bit, and just, you know, just work with one person at a time, that's exactly what we're going to do. So
Yep.
I wanted to bring Josh on tonight and say thank you for supporting us. And of course, I would love everyone in the fishing fam who's watching this on Facebook and YouTube. Whenever you see this, just visit Venmo or go hit the PayPal, $5-10, whatever you can do to help. Let me know that you did that, and I'll shoot you a sticker pack, because you know I love me some stickers, and I love all you fishing freaks out there. I said fishing freaks. That's Wendell's thing. We'll be on his live stream tomorrow night talking about summer fishing stuff. But you do that. I got some stickers, and I'll get you guys a sticker pack out in the mail. But it would mean a lot to us. Like I said, every little bit counts, and it's going to go to a good place, and it's all going to make a difference. And so I'm not going to keep you long tonight because topics like this are fun to share with, but they're also tough to kind of to kind of go through too. And I know Cooler Lid and everybody in the chat tonight, you guys have gone quiet out there. I know how it goes, but that means that I know that means that you're listening and you're gonna go find $5-10 on payday and shoot it that direction and help us grow this foundation so they can reach out and help other people. So tell us about your ride that you got coming up and kind of where you meet up at and give us like the details on that. Let's
Sure.
get to some fun stuff.
Sure. Real quick before I do that, I'm gonna tag on to what you just said real quick. And the money's important. The money's important, but much, much, much more importantly, if someone knows of a need that is out there, reach out. Reach out to me. Jump on the website. Our email address is on there. The phone number that's listed on there is my personal phone number. Call me, text me, email me. Let's not let anybody get by us.
Yeah.
If anybody out there that's listening knows of a need or comes across the need or whatever the case may be, reach out to us. If you can't find me, find JT. He can get me.
Yep.
So our flagship event, our ride, is August 17th. It is starting on Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis through some very generous folks that I have connection with and some pretty serious efforts on their part. The city of Indianapolis is graciously shutting down the south half of the circle for us to stage. We are going to leave Monument Circle and take the short jaunt over to the 9/11 Memorial.
Okay.
Visit that, and then we'll have a lunch stop, and then we are heading northbound in a roundabout way to the Carmel VFW. There on Old Meridian Street, where they have donated their time in their building and procured some live music for us. They're going to provide us with dinner and basically just a kind of a fun, relaxing party evening. Like I said, we'll have dinner there. We'll have live auctions, some games, so on and so forth. We will have lunch will be provided as well. That's kind of our normal SOP. You show up and pay your entry and we'll feed you. So
there you go.
it's a good time. It varies year to year, but we usually have anywhere between 80 and 100 bikes, and we'll have a couple Jeeps tagging along behind or whatever people want to tag along behind with. We don't turn anybody away. You want to come follow us around all day and have a good time? Come on, let's do it.
There you go. Excellent. That's cool. Yeah, because I mean, I know there's always been a great response to a lot of people. I'm sure our favorite Second Amendment lawyer will probably be there because I think he's ridden in those several times as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always awesome to see the crowd, and I'm still enjoying it from afar, watching on Facebook afterwards, and and seeing the pics and everything too. So, and I know Tiffany has a blast, whenever you guys do any of that stuff too.
Yep.
So,
yep. The like I said, our gala is in October. It's kind of in the planning stages still, but stay tuned to the website for that, the info on that. If motorcycling's not your stick and fine dining and enjoying other people's company and live music is your thing, we've got that for you too. So
yeah,
the gala is a great time. I mean, me, I'm not one for dressing up and that kind of thing, but it's a blast. We have
because it's like every time I've known this dude, he seems like he was just getting off of the training his dogs for because if you guys didn't know, Josh was like a dog trainer for a long time, and he was always known for his beautiful pups that you would see sitting in his truck waiting for him to get done with our matches and whatnot. But yeah, I just stuff like that's always etched in my mind too. Just the the world-class dog trainer that you are and all that too. And I know that's probably been a minute, but yeah, I know no, that goes too. But yeah, if it's not, if I'm available in October, we've got a big event that all the folks here know about. It's called the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series down in Alabama. But if it doesn't conflict with my being gone for that, I'll grab Mrs. and we'll definitely have to come up and participate in the. She would love stuff like that too. So,
Yeah.
in my 30th year of marriage, it would be probably the first time I took her to any kind of a ball or gala. So she would think that, oh my God, he actually planned this out. And I was like, well, you know,
Oh, that's funny.
so timing might actually be really good.
Yeah, I just text my wife to see what the date she has booked for the gala because I'm an idiot and I can't remember off the top of my head. So we'll see if she replies quickly or not.
All right. But yeah, that sounds good. Oh Lord, I hope my internet doesn't start acting up again. It seems like once a night that Comcast wants to do and restart my stuff. So
No, she's on the ball. October 26th. The gala
Okay.
is October 26th. It will be held at Picasso in Castleton, Indiana.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool event center. It's kind of got like a 1930s gangster vibe going on. It's pretty cool place. And I believe she'll probably smack me because I might be getting this wrong, but I believe her theme for this year is Old Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
So take that as you will. I might go as John Wayne. You never know.
There you go. Hey. Excellent. Well, that's good to know. So everybody bookmark that if you're around the Indianapolis or even in Indiana area. 26th should be a pretty fun time too. But Josh, with that, I'm not going to keep you long. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you coming on and sharing the story of Blazer 88 with us. Obviously, I appreciate the donation. And I'm going to be slapping some of these stickers on that kayak next to a bunch of Freedom Squad stickers. And I'll be tagging you guys in all the socials as well when we go out and do in other places too, because this isn't a one-time discussion about the organization that's helping us out. We're going to promote you guys, from now on every year, all year. And, hopefully get you back on again each year before your ride, promote it. And maybe we'll reach more people and talk about the successes we've had in our partnership and a long-time friendship and how both organizations go out and help folks the best we can for sure.
Absolutely, bud. I appreciate you having us on very much.
All right. And with that, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. I'll be live tomorrow night with Wendell's Fishing. We haven't done a mashup in a while. And Darren's like, hey, bro, you haven't been on for a bit. So we're going to get in and talk about summertime fishing. And I'm going to spill the juice on some of this stuff that's been working to catch some fish. But as always, appreciate you guys stopping in. But get outside when you can. Make some memories. One cast at a time.